What's going on, everyone? This is the All Sports All Plays Network. Just say the truth. This your boy Freddie Henderson back with you. I'm about to tell you the truth. What's going on, everyone? What's right
What's
next to
up?
me? We have Ray. We have Ray right next to me. What's going on, Ray? What's going on, my brother?
What's up, man? What's up? How you doing in there in the big Texas, the big Lone Star state of Texas?
Hey,
You
I'm
got your
doing
belt
good, but
buckle on?
I
You
got
got
some
your Texas
shorts
belt
on.
buckle on?
I got some shorts on. I'm doing good, but my brother below me's doing even better. He's down there in Southern California. What's going on, Jonathan?
Hey, what's going on, guys? So I did something silly earlier, and you guys are gonna laugh. I
Uh-oh.
was on YouTube thinking I was watching a live baseball game. Turned out I was watching a video game the entire time.
Hey, the graphics
I
on
mean,
these video games are getting crazy.
that's how good the graphics are nowadays. It actually looks like you're watching a real, actual game. It's crazy.
Hey,
Right,
did the
right.
Dodgers win it?
Hey,
No, but
Ray.
hey, the Dodgers won 7 straight. They're looking good.
Hey, Ray, before we go live, before we get into the topics and debate sports and all that, let the people know what dropped a few days ago. You see what's strolling at the bottom of the show. Tell them what's dropped other than what they can expect.
Hey, we dropped the big ASAP Network website, and we got the big thing going right now. We be adding more pages to it as they get availability, and it's a big step for the ASAP Network to get this thing. And if you want to, you can go check it out now because you can see us live on the ASAP website.
Yes, sir. You heard the man, and I'm not gonna break the news. I'm gonna give you a little hint. There's some big news about to drop on this network pretty soon. But I'm not gonna tell you what it is just yet. You need to tune into our shows, and we're gonna break it. It's gonna be broken news, and it's gonna be epic. This is big news here. Even Jonathan don't even know about this. It's big news. It's just that big. Um, but I hope you guys week is going good so far. But hey, we're gonna do what we always do. We come here to talk sports, and that's what we about to do. We about to talk sports. You guys ready to get it?
Let's
Yeah.
get it.
Oh, wait a minute.
Um,
Hold up, Freddie. Hold up. Let me do something real quick. Let me show them something here. You ready? This is what I was talking about right here. Wait for it. Wait for it. There you go. The website is right there.
are we live right now on the website, Ray?
Right now. Yep, right there live on the website right now.
Woo!
There
That's
you go.
awesome.
That's what you can see right there. That's our website.
That's beautiful.
It's
That's a
live.
beautiful. Hey, I want to thank Ray for building this website for the network. Like it's like, hey, this is a big deal for the network. It's gonna open up plenty of opportunities. I just want to thank him for opening up these opportunities for us here at the network, at the ASAP Network.
Yes, thank you, Ray, so much for
There you go.
your savviness and your understanding of technology. That's awesome. It's wonderful.
Yes, sir. All right, let's get into it. We did all that. We did all the cute and all that stuff. Let's talk sports. I'm ready to go. With the NFC being considered one of the toughest divisions in football, where do you rank the teams from number one seed, number two, three, four in that division, and who do you think has enough to win the division or make the wild card spot? We'll go
What?
with you on the NFC West. Since you're a Rams guy, Jonathan, we're gonna start with you. Your Rams are down there. You had Jared Goff. Now you have Matthew Stafford in the crew. You still have the big man Aaron Donald down there. Are you gonna put them number one in that division? Or are you going to Cardinals? Where are you going, my brother?
Well, you put me on the spot. I mean, this is the hardest division to probably predict. I mean, to me, it's a deep division when you look at all the teams that the Rams have to stack up against. I mean, you have the Seattle Seahawks. I think Russell Wilson is going to have a spectacular year. I think he's going to have an outbreak season. Yeah, a breakout season, excuse me. And then you have the 49ers. The 49ers are going to look really, really good too. Remember, they have a great running back in Raheem. Help me with his last name, guys. I have trouble pronouncing it. You guys know who I'm talking about.
Um,
I can't think of his name.
Munstart or something like that.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
The 49ers? Yeah.
I mean, the 49ers, they look, and they're gonna look impressive too. I think they're gonna have a better year than they had last year. And you know, you have the Rams, of course. The Rams are stacked from top to bottom. They have a really good defense. They have arguably the best defensive player in the game, Aaron Donald. And then they have Jalen Ramsey anchoring that secondary. So I mean, the Rams are good defensively. The question that remains to be seen is how they're going to be offensively. Remember, they lost Akers. They don't have their running back, Akers. He tore his ACL. That was a huge blow right there. So that, you know, takes away the running game. So now that puts more pressure on a guy like Matthew Stafford to perform at such a high level. Not only does it put more pressure on him to exceed those expectations, it also puts pressure on him because he's in a city that expects you to win. You know, he's playing in Los Angeles. So that's pressure within itself. Now you don't have your running back in the backfield. That adds more pressure. So, I mean, Matthew Stafford is going to definitely carry a heavy burden on his shoulder, but I think he will excel only because he now has a coach that understands how to operate an offense. Now, I know that last season, Sean McVay's offense was very bland, was very predictable. People figured it out. It wasn't something they hadn't seen before, right? So everyone knew what was coming. You know, with that said, I think Matthew Stafford has a better chance to succeed in this offense because of one, now he has the protection, and two, he has a coach that's innovative, that's very creative. So I think that helps Stafford tremendously. Now, can he engineer the offense? Can he put this team on his back and you know, march them down the field and get them into the red zone and be successful in the red zone? That remains to be seen. I'm gonna have to go with the Rams to take the NFC West, and the reason why is because their defense. I mean, you can't bet against their defense. I think their defense is good enough to carry them deep into the postseason, if not the Super Bowl.
Mr. Jonathan, I'm going to say one thing, my friend. I'm going to say one thing. I hear you say the Rams. But there's one team out the NFC West that you need to be afraid of if they make a quarterback change. If the San Francisco 49ers take Jimmy G and put Trey Lance in there, oh my goodness, you are in trouble. You want to talk about the defense with the Rams? I understand you got Aaron Donald. He's a big man. He's a big, strong man. He's a bully. He can destroy an offensive line by himself. That's how bad that man is. But they got the Bosa brother down there with the San Francisco 49ers. You have the running game. You have the wild outs. You have Shanahan as the coach. If they make the right quarterback move, put Jimmy G on the bench, things can change. But hey, right now we're gonna predict Jimmy G will be the starting quarterback. But with that, and another thing, people need to respect the Seattle Seahawks. Don't count them out. When you have Russell Wilson, he's a bad man when he's a quarterback as well. When you have DK Metcalf, you have Lockett. Hey, and you got to remember, this is the make it or break it year for the Seattle Seahawks. How bad do you want Russell Wilson to stay there? How bad do you want to keep him? Or do you want to lose him? This year going to detail all of that. If the Seattle Seahawks have a bad year this year, he's gone, ladies and gentlemen. If they have not fixed that offensive line did not get better, he's gone. Then you see what the Cardinals do. You guys see the news that Larry Fitzgerald might not be returning back to football. He might consider retiring. That's kind of surprised me when you have us. What was they missing last year? They needed a pass rusher. What did they do? They went to get J.J. Watt. They got AJ Green down there with a Hopkins. And, hey, Kyler Murray, he should have one of his best seasons this upcoming season. He should not have trouble finding a receiver, a running back, or anything this year. And then, sir, we go to your Rams. You had Jared Goff down there as a quarterback throwing the football. What did you do? You said, you know what? Sean McVay can't keep saving the day with this man. Sean McVay can't keep coming to his helmet because sometimes the radio in the helmet might go off. We need a quarterback that when we say, hey, with the radio go off, I need you to make a play. When it comes to the fourth quarter, we need you to make a play. We need a quarterback who can throw them football to a Cooper Kupp. We need a quarterback who can make plays. They traded him to the Detroit Lions for Matthew Stafford. And he's under a lot of pressure this year. I'm just letting you know. Because, hey, we can say, Matthew, you've been in a bad situation for so long, but now you're in a good one with the Rams, with the Sean McVay as a coach, who we know he's a creative offensive mind. So, this is why the Rams will win that division. Just because we do not know who's going to be the quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers. But if they make the right change of quarterback, the 49ers will win that division with that defense, with the running game, and the Rams will not be able to touch it. They'll be number 2. I had the Cardinals number 3. And unfortunately, I had the Seattle Seahawks coming number 4 in that division. Ray, are you following my lead or are you going somewhere else?
Now I'm going somewhere else. You know me. I don't follow. I lead. And when I go out there and lead, I'm going to tell you why. First of all, the 49ers going to have you falling in that fool's goal with Trey Lance, man. Don't let him fool you in this preseason game. Everybody don't play in these preseason games. You got fool's goal right there, and you letting it go to your head. We don't. I guarantee you, I agree with you on certain parts. We don't know what's going to go on with that quarterback situation. Will Trey Lance start at the beginning of the season, or will it be Jimmy G? So I'd let that go a little bit. But don't count out the tight end for the 49ers and George Kittle. You know, big WWE kind of guy, physical bruiser, you know, kind of another upgrade of, Gronkowski. You know, you got to look at that situation here. They got some tools for them to do and stuff like that. But their defense is kind of a lie. You know, you can't really trust that defense and stuff like that. But then if you look at the Seattle Seahawks, you know, you got Russell Wilson. You can't count Russell Wilson out at quarterback.
Sure can't.
But we know. Do they have an upgraded offensive line? They had problems with the offensive line. He was running more than he was passing. You know, the wide receivers, can they break out and get that physical things out? You know, I think Seattle might be that surprise team in that league, you know, between the two, you know, people are talking about Arizona and they're talking about your Rams. But I'm going to tell you what, Sean McVay was vague last year because he didn't have a quarterback that he could truly trust. He did not trust Jared Goff to go out there and run his offense. You're going to see a totally new offense for the Rams. Because of, you know, you got Stafford. Stafford's a way better quarterback, in my opinion, because he played with that sorry-ass, excuse my language.
You good? Sorry, say it.
Detroit Lions, and he stood out. If you watch the Detroit Lions, who stood out the most? Matthew Stafford, because he's that type of quarterback. I seen him play at Georgia University, and he was that type of quarterback. I really like Matthew Stafford. I like his upbringing, and Sean McVay is going to trust him, and you're going to see a different offense, and that's why, because matching that offense with that defense, with your Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey in the back, you know, they got all the tools. But I'm going to tell you that most teams got more pressure on them right now is going to be the Rams. The Rams going to have a lot of pressure because they need to win, and they went out and got this big play in Matthew Stafford, and that's going to be a lot of pressure. I got the Rams winning their division. I have, you know, Arizona number 2. I have the Seahawks at number 3, and number 4 I have the 49ers because I don't trust the quarterback.
And one thing about the Rams that they relied on with Jared Goff, they said, you know what, we want you to be a game manager. They had a Todd Gurley back there, but due to injury, Todd Gurley had to move around. They dealt him off and let him go. But you know, and they said, okay, Jared Goff, we're gonna see if you can be the man. We're gonna see if you can be the man. And clearly, he can't be the man. But we know Matthew Stafford. If you put his couple wideouts with him, beside him, he can make some plays. And like you said, there is a lot of pressure just because that's because he's in LA. And you know, well, they have pressure about October. And when October come, ain't nobody worry about the Rams no more. They going into basketball. They ain't gonna worry about no Rams. They'll be going to basketball. This man right here, he ain't gonna watch no Rams game. Jonathan, yes, I'm talking about you. You're gonna be watching basketball.
I got one question. that preseason
Dodgers
game
in October,
when the Rams fan got in a fight in preseason, man. That's how much the Rams are really for this season. Their fans are even fighting in preseason.
But I'm just saying, when October come, Jonathan Mathis, he will not be watching no Rams. He gonna be watching over there at the Staples Center. He knows it.
I'm gonna be watching the Dodgers in October. That's the playoffs.
Well, you're gonna be watching that in the Staples. What's going on in the Staples Center? You know what's going on in the Staples Center. It's going. But let's move on to the next topic, gentlemen. With the possible frustrations of Kirk Cousins choosing not to get vaccinated and not living up to expectation in Minnesota, do you guys see him leaving? If so, where does he go? I'm just going to say this, and I'm going to say this, real kind and sweet. I'm not going to go off on him too bad. The NFL is going away from non-mobile quarterbacks that you not have seen. The only quarterback that can last in today's NFL is Tom Brady, who's not mobile. There's not really too many quarterbacks that is not as mobile as lasting in as a starting quarterback position. Minnesota, they gave up on Teddy Bridgewater too soon, if you ask me. Teddy Bridgewater was kind of turning into a decent quarterback before the injury in Minnesota. That franchise is a joke. That franchise is an accident waiting to happen. That franchise, I mean, they had a great offense. They had a great offseason this year too. They brought in good defensive players. They still have the offensive threat. You still have Zimmerman as your coach. We know he's a great defensive-minded coach. But the only question is that quarterback position. Where can I see Kirk Cousins go? I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe I don't know. I mean, maybe the Saints, because they have a quarterback issues down there. They have weapons, but hey, he have weapons down here in Minnesota, but can't make it right. I mean, he needs to be in a situation where there's a perfect offensive line, where there's weapons around him. He have time to sit in the pocket and make plays, but I honestly really do not know if there's a place for him, just because the quarterback that is not mobile is not lasting in the NFL anymore. That's just my 2 cents on it. Ray, what's your thoughts on that?
Well, Kirk Cousins, I mean, I'm going to put it as simple here. It's his choice to get vaccinated, whatever this issue with vaccination and stuff like that. We all grown people. We all can make their own decision. We don't got to have nobody to make the decision for you for that. But I don't know what's causing this, but if you look at his numbers in Minnesota in 2020, he threw for 4,265 yards. He had 35 touchdowns and 13 interceptions. And then if you look back in 2018 when he came, he had another good season at 42.98. And I mean, he had a down season in 2019 because of injuries and stuff like that. But like I said, if Minnesota wants to cut ways with him, cut ways with him. But I'm going to tell you who's going to be standing right there. And I agree with you in New Orleans, because we don't know what's going on in New Orleans, because we got a tight end. We have a BYU quarterback, used to play quarterback at BYU, moved to tight end, now he wants to play quarterback again in NFL.
At 30 years old.
He really doesn't have anything. Then you got Jameis Winston. We don't know what his eyesight is, because he's always squinching. I mean, the dude squinches so much. I mean, I don't know if he's looking at the coach or if he's just trying to look at somebody in the stands, because the way he squinches his eyes. But they said he got it corrected. We want to see if he's squinching anymore, and if the eyesight correction has made it where he would stop throwing it to the other team's corners, so the wide receivers. So that's going to be an issue down in New Orleans. And so if Kirk Cousins wants to say goodbye, or Minnesota wants to say goodbye to Kirk Cousins, hey, Peyton probably welcome open arms.
Jonathan, where can you see Kirk Cousins going?
I mean, there's not really many places or many options for him. I would have to agree with you guys. Maybe the Saints, they might be in desperate need for a quarterback. How about the Chicago Bears? I mean, that would break the hearts of the Vikings if that do happen. But I think they're more moving towards the future with Justin Fields. If anything, they're going to lean on him if things don't work out with the other quarterback situations there. So I don't know. Kirk Cousins to me is not that great of a quarterback. He's more of a game managing quarterback. I mean, he could go somewhere and end up starting at the quarterback position, but I don't know. There's so much controversy wrapped around his name right now for the simple fact that he refuses to get vaccinated. Now, that's his choice. That's his personal choice. If he refuses to get vaccinated, if he's reluctant and not gonna get vaccinated, then that's up to him. I'm pro-vaccine. I know many people are. I know many people are anti-vaccine. But I mean, that's a story for another day. We're talking about the topic here is where will he end up, and at this point, I really can't tell you a great spot for him, other than maybe the Saints. Um, maybe New England takes a chance on him. You know,
I know the team right now. I
maybe
don't,
maybe Bill Belichick takes a chance on him. What if Cam Newton doesn't pan out this year? Um, and Mac Jones is not ready to take the reins at the quarterback position. Kirk Cousins may be a short-term fix or a short-term option for New England if things don't work out in New England for Cam Newton.
I will say this. No, they have Mac Jones down there. Trust me, Kirk Cousins went and touched the
But
field with Mac Jones down there. He looked good in preseason. I know it's preseason, but they like the kid. The fans they reacted to him. They love him. They possibly found their Tom Brady 2.0 down there. I can see Kirk Cousins going back to Washington. Washington need a quarterback down there. Will Fitzmagic be the quarterback down there for the next couple years? I'm not sure. But I'm going to touch on the vaccination part of it. I agree with you guys said, but there's something that Michael Irvin said that he hated that the Cowboys are not taking advantage of it for. He's because the NFL is running a system like this. The teams that have the certain high percentage of being vaccinated, you don't have to wear your mask. You can work out together. You can be around each other. And to him, he's like that shows him that they're not ready to win a Super Bowl. That they're not trying to do what's best for the team. Kirk Cousins is a leader. Okay, I understand. Everybody have personal thoughts and have their own rights and all this stuff. But I guess people are reacting to him like this. Okay, you're the leader. You don't want to do what's right for as a leader. You don't want to be here with your team because you don't want to get vaccinated. I guess that's where people have problems with it. Is it right? I don't know. Is it wrong? I don't know. I think that's where the whole controversy is coming to be about around in there.
Well, I may take a little bit of stuff further here. Y'all talking about the vaccine and stuff like that. Well, I'm gonna lay it out here, and I'm gonna lay it out here straight. There's a pastor here in Jacksonville who's only 41 years old who got vaccinated with an underlying condition. He's now deceased. He passed away. His wife has two kids. One is a teenager, and the other one is only like 3 years old. So if you're looking at something like that, if we don't know if Kirk Cousins' family history, we don't know if he has an underlying condition that if a vaccine gets into him, it can bottom line he could be about not being there for his kids and stuff like that. So you have to really watch out when you take these vaccines and stuff like that. Because like my wife cannot take the vaccine herself because she has a gluten-free issue and that's a respiratory thing. So they're scared that if she gets it, she could have a heart failure and actually pass away and stuff like that. So, you got to watch out some of these, when people tell you about these vaccines and stuff like that, the underlying condition, health issue is the one that can really set it off and really hurt you in the long run. It's not the vaccine itself. It's that underlying deep condition of that COVID-19. And that's what people don't understand. When the newscasts tell people pass away because of COVID-19, but they don't tell you that some of these people have underlying conditions. And that's misleading for everybody else because now everybody's going out to get these vaccines. And now some certain people, like my Sunday school teacher back home, she got it. And now she's on our ventilator right now. We don't know if she's going to make it or not. So, I mean, everybody's got different issues in their health wise and family wise. And you can't really pin it on one guy. We don't know the circumstance of his family history. So I just want to put that out there real quick.
And also, before we move on to the next topic, some people don't believe in vaccines.
Yeah.
I mean, they come from different cultures that don't support vaccination or don't see it as other people may see it. So there's different reasons why some people are anti-vaccine. And there's a reason why a lot of people don't trust it. They just don't feel comfortable. Some people are terrified of needles too. Some people are just afraid to, you know, see, there you go. So, I mean, it's different reasons why people are refusing to take the vaccine. Me, myself, I'm going to get a little personal. I come from a family that believe in vaccination because as a child, my mom would take me to the doctor to get vaccinated, vaccinated, vaccinated. I always had a damn needle going in my arm for just about everything. So it's always been one of those things that we've kind of taken seriously in our family. We believe that if you get vaccinated, it doesn't stop you from getting sick, but it makes your chances of dying less severe, and less likely to happen. So
All
that's
right, all right. Let's keep it moving. We came here to talk sports, and
yeah.
sometimes and
Sometimes
yeah. But let's get to it. um, Hey, I know this wasn't on the subject just because time is we were going through these topics really quick. The NFL season about to start. Let's go with a way too early MVP prediction. Who do you believe who could become the MVP? Way too early MVP this upcoming season. Jonathan, we'll start with you.
MVP for the NFL.
Yes, sir.
Ooh, that's tough. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say DeAndre Hopkins,
Mm, okay.
just because of his situation. I mean, now he has help, out there with AJ Green. I think Kyler Murray is gonna be a much improved quarterback. He's gonna make sure that Hopkins get his reps, and I think he's gonna have a great season. So I like DeAndre Hopkins early. I still believe that he's a top 5 wide receiver in the game. He's very explosive. The guy can get open, run his routes pretty well, and he's a great playmaker for a receiver. He can create his own play. Just a dynamic player. So I think he's going to have a big year in the NFL.
All right. Ray, who's going to be the MVP in your opinion?
Well, I'm going to go and put the big pressure on your Rams, and I'm going to go with Matthew Stafford.
Mm.
I'm going to put the big pressure on him because it's time for him to be what he's worth. I mean, he's been a great quarterback, and put him in with the Detroit Lions, no offensive line. Now he's got a little bit of offensive line. He's got some better, talent at wide receiver for him, and now they're going to keep him upright. And when Sean McVay you're going to really see his innovative calling. You're not going to be predictable because he's got a quarterback that he really, really can trust out there, and I think that's going to prevail for Matthew Stafford. So I like to see Matthew Stafford. I'm going to put a big pressure on him right now as the MVP.
All right. I'm about to break mine. Who I think is going to become MVP? He's a bad man. And Aaron Rodgers. Yes, Aaron Rodgers going to go back to back MVP. Last year, he's pissed off right now. He's coming on a revenge tour. He said, you know what? This is my last year in Green Bay. We're gonna make a run for it. We're trying to get the crew back. We got Randall Cobb back. You see who we're trying to get back. We're trying to get. We got to try to. We're gonna get Clay Matthews back. We're trying to put the band back together. So he's saying, I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna win the MVP. I'm gonna go out there and try to go win a Super Bowl. Then I'm gonna leave. I believe Aaron Rodgers have a lot to prove this year. And he's going to prove to everybody that the Green Bay Packers made a mistake by trying to draft the quarterback to replace him. He's going to show franchise why he's that man. He's going to show that franchise why he deserved to be treated like the quarterback. He's going to show the Green Bay Packers why he needs respect on his name. And then he's going to leave him. Then he's going to go to Denver somewhere and win another Super Bowl. Aaron Rodgers seen Tom Brady choose his destiny. Aaron Rodgers seen Tom Brady be put in a situation to win multiple Super Bowls. Aaron Rodgers wants the same damn respect too. He will be the MVP this upcoming season.
I like him going to Denver, actually. I think Denver's a quarterback away from being a very good team.
To be a Super Bowl contender.
You can argue that, yeah.
All right, gentlemen. These that's it for the NFL. Let's move to the NBA. We're gonna add a topic that was not on the list. I'm gonna start off with it too, because the other day it kind of pissed me off too. The other day, the NBA executive and scouts chose who was the best, voted for who the best players in the game. And you would think, out of respect, that Mr. LeBron James would get one vote. He got zero. He got zero. He got zero. And you guys see what he tweeted out. He said super washed. And he said, and then he said something in the face of, "Hey, you guys act like I needed something else to put gas me. This dude about to come back for revenge." But I'm gonna ask you guys the question: who do you guys believe will be the best player in the game when it comes this upcoming season? I'm gonna go with Jonathan on this one. Jonathan, who's gonna be the best player in the game?
Well, LeBron, first and foremost, I want to say LeBron needs to be quiet. Okay, he's saying a little bit too much. Just go out there and focus on your game. And I mean, I love LeBron. Okay, but let your game speak for itself, and just stop responding to the critics. It's obviously getting to you if you're responding to the critics, but just shut up and get ready for the upcoming season. But the guy that I'm looking forward to watching this year in the NBA. It's tough because we got a lot of stars now. We got a lot of stars. I still like Dame. I still think it's Dame time in Portland. You got Steph Curry. He had a phenomenal year last year, had an MVP like year a year ago. You still got LeBron. You got AD. You got Russell Westbrook. You got James Harden, Kevin Durant. I think Kevin Durant is going to have a big year. I really do. He won an Olympic gold medal.
So you think he's gonna be the best player next year in the league?
I think there's a possibility he can be the best player. I'm not saying that he's going to lead his team to a championship, but I will say that he can be the best player next season, that he is capable of being the best player. The only thing with Kevin Durant is that he needs a lot of help. That's the only issue that I have with Kevin Durant. But hey, when he gets going, he's unstoppable. The guy can score, the guy can take over a ball game. I think Kevin Durant's gonna have a monster season. I think he's due for a monster season, actually. And I think he feels like he still has a lot to prove.
Ray. Who's going? I ain't say Ray Charles. I said Ray Cruz. Who's going to be the best player of the game next year?
Well, you can't put it past the Greek Freak, man. The way he played this past season, getting that Milwaukee Bucks. Him and Middleton were the only two super zeros on the team and stuff like that. So, and him playing mostly injured most of the playoff. You got to tip your hat to him. I think this is going to put him over. I think he's going to have a good season. But to me, I think he's going to be the one to be the watch. But the most player I'm really seeing, I'm going to give my Hornets some shout out because you shouting out the Lakers. I'm going to shout out my boy Ball and watch him do his thing, passing the ball, making it a little, high flying. We're going to call them the high flying Hornets. That's what it's going to be next year. It's going to be nothing but alley-oop passes, dunking. That's what the Charlotte Hornets is going to be like. So the most exciting person to watch is going to be on Ball when all these fancy passes. You like that one-handed pass from 3/4 courts all the way down to bridges for the dunk near the other end. So, but I think the Greek Freak is going to be the one that's going to have another breakout year.
It's funny because you guys both chose the two players that these NBA executives and scouts voted for. But you know what's funny? Did you guys know that LeBron James averaged more points, rebounds, assists than Kevin Durant did last year? Do you guys know that LeBron shot the three-point shot better and the free throw percentage better than Giannis Antetokounmpo? And do you guys realize, people always change the narrative when it comes to LeBron James. If LeBron was in Kevin Durant's position in that finals in that game going against the Bucks where he missed that three-point shot in overtime, they would have killed him. We didn't hear none of that about Kevin Durant. None. What, Ray?
Hey, while you're on the LeBron train, can you talk about somebody else besides LeBron? Because every time the NBA 7 comes up, you had to put the LeBron James complaint in there and all that. That's why people really hate LeBron, because the actual LeBron fans are making the people hate LeBron.
Well, until LeBron shows me that he's not the greatest player in the game, I will do that. Until then, my eyes tell me he's still the greatest player in the game. See, this is what happens. This is what happens. I'm gonna explain to you what happens.
He needs to be more aggressive then and less passive if he's still the greatest player in the game.
No, this is what happened. See, the last couple of years, people wanted to take the best player game title away from LeBron. So they tried to do it when Kawhi Leonard won the championship. They tried to do it then. They tried to, but guess what? The only reason why LeBron wasn't there, why? Because of injury. But guess what? When it went through the season, we seen Kawhi with LA. We showed that he got he could not handle it. He cannot handle the pressure in LA being a Clipper. He choked. And then who won the championship? LeBron. Then everybody went back on the bandwagon. Oh, LeBron is great. He's the GOAT. He's better. And we come back around this year. LeBron did not lose because his game was not good. He lost because he was hurt. He lost because Anthony Davis was hurt. If he was healthy, we would have seen the same LeBron that we see when it comes to the playoffs. Stop the madness. Stop it. Stop the hating. There's a lot of hating on this man's name. And I love for the fact that he's calling everybody out. I love the fact that he's going off on social media. I love it because he's letting you guys know, do not change the damn narrative. Do not change it. Because y'all like to change the narrative.
We ain't got to change the narrative on LeBron. Because LeBron is going out recruiting all his players and everything else.
I'm gonna go get some Coke and popcorn.
You can see it all in your happiness and stuff like that. But LeBron can't really do anything unless he goes out and recruit these other players.
We don't say that about Kevin Durant. He did it to James Harden and Kyrie Irving.
Same thing.
So why do you say that? Why you don't say that about him?
The only person I will say the same thing is Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan go out and recruit everybody to come to Chicago Bulls.
Because guess what? He had a confident GM who put players around Michael Jordan.
No, he's confident. Michael Jordan was confident about his game.
No, he knew. If it was not because of Scottie Pippen, he would not win them championships. Stop it.
Look, dude. What's this guy? Let's see here. Independent fan here. Chris.
With adding Westbrook and Carmelo Anthony, LeBron can rest a little bit more through the regular season, and he can be more healthy through the playoffs. I definitely agree with you, my brother. Please tell us who do you think is going to be the best player in the game this year. Lennon, please let us know. I'm trying to educate Ray. I'm trying to educate Jonathan while he's going to get his popcorn and soda pop. I'm just trying to let him know.
Who you educating?
Because y'all always change the narrative. Y'all always change the narrative.
I never changed my narrative. I always stick with my narrative. My narrative is LeBron has always been out there recruiting. He goes from one team to another trying to find a championship team. That's basically that's.
And you know why he do that? Because he's playing for a team that Cleveland Cavaliers team.
Michael, no, you can go ahead and admit it. He is chasing the ghost of Michael Jordan. That's basically all he's
already past Michael Jordan. He's the GOAT.
No, he's not.
Michael Jordan has not played against the team that LeBron James have. He haven't had to play against the Golden State Warriors.
And LeBron, hold up. LeBron hasn't played against LeBron hasn't played against Bill Laimbeer like Michael Jordan did.
But guess what? Guess what? It's not Steph. It's not Clay. It's not Draymond. It's not KD.
Yeah, but he didn't get beat down like freaking Jordan did in that damn game. In that game, go ahead and look at all the tapes of the bad boys. And
you have LeBron playing triple doubles in the finals. Triple doubles. We've never seen Jordan. One thing we've never seen Jordan do. We've never seen Jordan carry a bum team to the finals. We've seen LeBron do it.
And we ain't never seen LeBron win it. And we never seen Michael Jordan lose in the finals ever.
Because he haven't had a bum team. Look at the team LeBron
had. Hey, has LeBron gone to 7 games in the finals? Michael Jordan has never been to Game 7 in the finals.
LeBron has, because you know why? Because the talent he had to go against, the team that he had to go against. Where your popcorn, sir?
Hey, look, he never went against the bad boys of the Detroit Pistons.
I had some Coke over there. I just drank a little bit of it. I heard what you said about him surpassing Michael Jordan. That's
true.
That's not true. That's not a fact.
How is that not true?
Look in the library of NBA history books, and that would tell you otherwise.
And I'm gonna settle all this.
Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan did it in a different era with contrasting rules, a more physical.
But that does not change the game. That these players today are more skilled, Jonathan. The players today are more skilled than they were back then. You did not have a.
You can argue that the players were just as skilled in that generation.
So who was Steph Curry back in the day? Who was Steph Curry?
Nobody in this league.
Who was Dame?
Defense. Nobody in this league really.
Who was Dame?
Who was what?
Who was Steph Curry? Who was Dame? Who was a guy 7 feet tall by the name of Kevin Durant back then? Who could shoot from anywhere?
Yeah, but then the 90s NBA is when you actually saw people contest shots and actually
body slam the person.
So you have to body slam people. You have you.
Go look at the bad boys of Detroit
on their faces, lacerations to the face.
But guess what? That's not skilled. These players are more skilled. You have to come scheme defenses to stop Steph Curry.
You can argue, Freddie, that they're more skilled because nobody plays freaking defense.
Jonathan, no.
Breaking up shots. Everyone is scoring points.
And LeBron's crying if somebody gets in his face.
Athletic, sure. But
LeBron cries if somebody touches him with
an open jump shot.
You know what? I'm gonna leave it alone because to our viewers,
still make an open jump shot.
I'm gonna leave this alone because to our viewers, I'm gonna let you guys know how this narrative is gonna go. I'm gonna let you know how it's gonna go. The Lakers win the championship, and watch you go hear, LeBron's the greatest player of all time again. Watch you go hear it. You gonna hear it again, and Jonathan's gonna say it because I know how you are.
Of all time, he's the greatest player of this generation, Freddie. He is not the greatest player.
So let me ask you a question, Jonathan. Let me ask you a question. What does this man have to be considered the GOAT?
He's the GOAT of his generation.
No. I answer the question. What do we have to be considered the GOAT? Answer the question.
Stop crying.
There's nothing he can really do to surpass Michael Jordan.
So, see, you already got it in your mind. There's nothing he can do.
He did it all with one team. He's never needed to go to a game. He never played a game 7
because he had a GM with teammates around him. He had a Scottie Pippen. He had a Dennis Rodman. He had a Steve Kerr. He had a team around him. When LeBron was in Cleveland, they were not putting people around him.
But he didn't have a superstar like Chris Bosh or Dwayne Wade.
Why did he have to go to Miami, Jonathan?
He had to go to Miami. He had to leave Cleveland to go to Miami.
Why? Because he played for a franchise who did not want to put talent around him.
He gave up his claim to all-time greatness when he went to Miami.
Oh, he did. So did Kevin Durant give up his claim because you just said that he's the best player today when he joined the 73-win team?
He was the GOAT. I said he was the best player coming into next season. See, that's where you missed me. I said he was the best player coming into next season. I didn't say anything about him being.
So what about Kareem when he went to the Lakers? Did you say the same thing?
Did I say what?
Did you say the same thing when Kareem went to the Lakers and joined Magic?
I wasn't born yet. How could I have said
it? You would said the same thing. So would you say the exact same thing?
Would I have said the exact same thing about Kareem coming to the Lakers?
Yes.
To me, Kareem is not the greatest Laker of all time.
But Kareem could go down as the greatest. Kareem could go down as the greatest of all players. Look at the stats. Look at the championships. Look what he did in college. So what you said about what LeBron did, it needs to apply the same way for Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Look,
hey.
Look, I'm gonna tell you like this: LeBron's an amazing player. He has all the physical attributes, the physical tools. I mean, the guy is a great player. But he's not better than Michael Jordan. No way. And I think Ray would also agree with me there.
Of course he will. LeBron hurt that man hard. LeBron hurt Ray's hard. Of course he gonna do it.
I'm gonna tell you. This is my narrative, and this has always been my narrative about LeBron James and Kobe Bryant. I'm gonna tell you exactly straight out. Kobe Bryant.
You can't hate on Kobe now.
No, Kobe's not gonna be the greatest because he did not play for the Charlotte Hornets. Got drafted by the Hornets. Didn't want to play with him, and then decided to go to the LA. So that's
that's your personal agenda. That's not facts.
That's my first thing. Not once have I changed my narrative about Kobe Bryant. If somebody asked me about Kobe Bryant, I would have told them exactly the same thing I tell you right now.
But that's your personal agenda because you are a Charlotte Hornets fan.
Kobe Bryant is the closest to Michael Jordan. I will say that.
Because he modeled his game after Michael.
Man, let's
Kobe
get
even
Not
said
only
that
did he
himself.
model his game, but just the fierce competitiveness. I mean,
let's get Leonard's. He left a comment. Let's go. Let's talk about his comment.
his work
Okay?
ethic to me was unmatched.
It's
Just the
it's
time and effort that he put into basketball to become this great player.
got me hot over here. It says, I think we should try to say who is the GOAT of a certain era instead of overall, because you can't compare how Wilt played to how Jokic plays now, or how Oscar played and how Curry plays. Kind of like the GOATs of the 60s. Kareem is the GOAT of the 70s. Magic is the GOAT of the 80s. Jordan's the GOAT of the 90s. 80s Jordans is the GOAT of Kobe's the GOAT of the 2000s. LeBron's the GOAT of the 2010s. I understand what you're saying there.
I like that statement actually.
I understand that, but when I've watched film of Jordan, I watched film of LeBron. Yes, LeBron is not the shooter that Michael Jordan is.
You were born in '98, right?
No, I'm not that young. I'm born in '97, sir.
Okay, so you missed Michael Jordan.
I seen film on him. I see LeBron, but one thing that
I seen Michael Jordan play live. I seen him play live in high school. I seen him play live in college. I seen him live play in the NBA.
But Ray, one thing that you're missing though is LeBron actually brings more points to a game than Michael Jordan. And I'm going to tell you why. Yes, he go average 27, 28 points a game, but his assists, he get teammates involved. He's a better leader than Jordan. He's a better all-around player than Jordan. And he's a better person on the court than Jordan.
Okay, so Michael Jordan's not a good leader.
No.
Better all-around player than
Time out. Michael Jordan is not a good leader. That's what you're saying.
That's what I said. You heard me. I need to talk louder.
Michael Jordan goes in there in practice and butts heads on every single body. He takes himself out of practice, turns himself around, go to a losing team in practice.
What about punching teammates?
Oh, he punched his teammates because his teammate won.
What about taking more money and not letting Scotty get somebody help him win a championship?
Oh my God! Really?
And we see LeBron James to make players get paid. Hello, Alex Caruso.
So what you're saying is that Michael Jordan is a very selfish player. Look, this man's a GOAT all the way around.
Jonathan, yes, Jonathan.
The basketball court, he the GOAT. His shoes
Michael Jordan
are the greatest of all time.
And Jonathan, I said he's a better all-around player than Jordan too. I don't see Jordan going out there getting teammates involved. Jordan didn't average the amount of rebounds that LeBron did.
Even the shoe is the greatest of all time.
Yeah, that's all right. Kobe's are better.
Hey,
everything about Jordan is the greatest of all time.
Hey, hold up.
How dare you? How dare you have the audacity to come on this show and disrespect this man?
Hey, look,
you don't disrespect Michael Jordan like that. The GOAT, one of the greatest of all time to ever do it.
Hey,
and you come here and disrespect this man. This man got a bronze statue outside of
Brady talking about the haters and stuff.
And LeBron gonna have 3 gold statues outside of 3 franchises.
Michael Jordan had to go to 3
not 3.
Jordan had to go to 3 franchises.
Michael Jordan did it with
but Jordan got lucky to play for a team who a GM put teammates around him, man. LeBron was drafted by the Cleveland Cavaliers who would not put nobody around him.
Let me ask you a question,
let me ask you this. Michael Jordan got a jersey in Miami, hung it up in the rafters, never played with Miami, but he got
Same thing with Kobe in Dallas. Same thing with Kobe. LeBron gonna do it too. Man, let's move to the next topic. We can talk about this all night, all day long.
Let me ask you a question before we move on. Have Michael Jordan ever left Chicago to go play anywhere else?
He played. Have
Michael Jordan played for a general manager who could not stand, who could hate him, who wrote the letter, who could we ever play for a GM who could not put confident pieces around him? Exactly.
Hey, hold up. I'm gonna tell you what. Michael Jordan played for the Washington Wizards. You mean tell you the reason why he played for the Washington Wizards?
That's because of business. We all know why he went to the Wizards.
No, hold up. He played for the Washington Wizards because the Washington Wizards was going to go under, and if he didn't bail them out, they would not be in a franchise right now in Washington.
And look what LeBron did for Cleveland. There was a dying franchise. Ain't nobody going to Cleveland, and Cleveland had to make the most money ever have since it's been a franchise.
And he turned his back on his home state.
No, his owner turned on him.
LeBron did.
Let me ask you this: what did Pippen and the Bulls do when Michael Jordan left the league for 2 seasons? What did the Bulls do? Did they win?
Well, I mean, they didn't have their best player.
Did they win the championship?
They didn't have their best player. But let me ask you a question, John. You want to ask me a question? I got a question for you. What did Michael Jordan do? What did Michael Jordan do before Scottie was there? Did he win a championship? Was he getting bounced out the first round? What was he doing? Oh, okay, he got quiet then.
What LeBron do with Cleveland? He won the championship in Cleveland without having Kyrie Irving on the team.
No, but you know what he did do something that Michael Jordan didn't do? He took a bunch of bums to the finals. Jordan never did that. He was getting bounced out the first round.
And you know what Michael Jordan done?
He got bounced out the first round.
He didn't lose in the finals.
But guess what? Because he needed help.
Freddie, I would be remiss if I didn't say. I would be remiss if I didn't say that LeBron had an easy plan in the East as well.
People say that, but you still got to play the West. And then okay, Jonathan, you want to bring that question? They bring it up. Listen to this. Just listen. So he was in the East. It was weak, correct?
The East was weak.
Okay.
He was in, correct.
Now look at he came to the West. Why is everybody going to the East now? It seems like they're afraid to play against LeBron. That's what it looks like to me. He comes over here. He said, "Okay, I'm here." Now everybody going back over there. Well, why? Because they are afraid of the man. He put fear and grown men's heart. Kevin Durant couldn't stay a year over there when he got over there. He had to go.
Devin Booker and Chris Paul, they weren't afraid.
Yeah, but guess what? The third game of the season, we gonna get ours back because guess what? They had to play against a Golden State Warriors team that's hurt. Right? You can type whatever you want to type. I
don't know what I'm gonna do with you.
Hey, man, we got room for another topic. One more last topic. Got me up here heating, got me hot, got me sweating.
Why, Freddie? Because you talk about everybody as a LeBron hater. You're an MJ hater.
I'm not an MJ hater. I love MJ. MJ is one of the greatest players to play the game. He's the third best player in NBA history.
Third.
He's third. You have LeBron James. No. You have Kobe Bryant's number one. Then LeBron. Then Michael Jordan.
Kobe Bryant changed.
Laughing at that list. Oh my goodness.
Kobe Bryant is
a player that played for a franchise for 20 years, put the franchise on his back for 20 years.
Who?
Kobe Bean Bryant.
Kobe Bryant, man, that dude got freaking. He wouldn't even play for the Hornets, man. He had to run.
Why would he want to play for bums? They bums. Why would he want to play for them? Why would he want to play for bums?
Hey, you know what? I love Kobe, man. For a long time, the knock on him was that he couldn't win without Shaq. He proved everything.
But what did he do?
He won 2 championships without Shaq.
Exactly. And it was so easy for him to leave, and he didn't leave.
Hey, look, hold on. He also proved that when he joined the league that he couldn't play for the Hornets, so he had to go shipped out to.
He didn't want to play for bums. No. I wouldn't want to play for a bum franchise who didn't want to win.
I think Kobe would have honestly played a little bit longer. I think Mike D'Antoni ruined his career.
Of course he did.
That's just me.
Of course he did.
Would think otherwise as well, maybe. I don't know. But I feel like he ruined his career.
Kobe number 1, LeBron number 2, and Jordan number 3. Yes, he is.
No, he's not. Jordan's number 1.
How? His competition that he had to play against was not there.
Yes, it was.
What?
He had to go through a very physical New York Knicks team. He had to battle.
Was it that Spurs team with Tim Duncan in them? No.
Well, did LeBron play against a team that freaking whoop your butt up and down the court?
Yes, he played against the bad boy Pistons.
No, he did.
Yes, he did.
Against Bill Laimbeer.
He did. No, when he had Rasheed Wallace and the boys, yes, he did, and he beat them.
The bad boys of Detroit was Isaiah Thomas.
But they had another version, Ray. You know that.
Not like that version. Not like
Rasheed Wallace and the boys.
You know what? Butt down like a red.
And guess what, Jonathan? That's the same team that beat Kobe and Shaq. And guess what? LeBron beat them.
No. You know what though? People forget that Michael Jordan had to win against Charles Barkley and that amazing Phoenix Suns team in '93.
Wow.
People forget that he had to take on the Seattle Supersonics in '96 with Gary Payton and Sean.
That's not Timmy D. That's not Tony Parker.
In '97, he had in '98, he had to tough it out against Karl Malone and John Stockton. I mean, these were all dominant West teams that Michael Jordan had to go up against. And let's not forget that Michael Jordan in 1997 played with food poisoning, not the flu, but food poisoning, and still dropped 37, I believe, 37 points against the Utah Jazz in a pivotal Game 5, if my memory serves.
Jonathan, okay, so is any of them teams better than Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, Kevin Garnett, and Rajon Rondo? Is any of them teams you mentioned better than those?
Hell yeah.
Is any of those teams better than Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Draymond Green, and Kevin Durant?
Hell yeah. Was it a super?
Hell no, it wasn't. You know it wasn't. You know it wasn't, Jonathan.
It was a stacked team.
So what team on there was Steph Curry shooting from the damn half court?
Referees help.
Who? Nobody. Who was Klay Thompson?
Referees help.
Who was Kevin Durant? Shoot cannot be stopped. No, none of them teams.
Hey. Also, go thank the referees that help out LeBron half the time too.
Guess what? Everybody get referee help. I can show you clips of Michael Jordan getting referee help. I can show you plays of Michael Jordan flopping.
LeBron walking up and down the court with basketball, not even calling travel. Come on now.
I can show you videos of him flopping as well.
Hey, I can show you LeBron getting poked in the eye. Didn't really get poked in the eye.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry that Ray and Jonathan was not willing to be educated on this show today by me. Thank you for letting the network allow me to come on this show to educate you, and hopefully that you learned something today.
Talk to somebody something new. Bring up a new material.
But until somebody else told me that, until they,
the Lakers do.
Until
Lakers that, like that.
Until they
hate the Lakers.
Until you know why they hate the Lakers? Because we win. That's all we know how to do is win.
You didn't win last year, did you?
Yes, we did. We did win last year.
No, you didn't.
We beat the Miami Heat.
Do you win this year? Did you win this year?
We didn't need to.
Like you said, you're gonna win this.
When was the last time the Hornets won?
We never won. I can tell
when was the last time we went to the playoffs?
2 years ago.
Okay. No, it was another 2 years ago.
It was actually last year if you want to count the play-in game.
I ain't counting no play-in.
So, yeah, you didn't. Yeah, hey, look, hold on. You didn't count the play-in? Hello, you didn't count the play-in? LeBron played in the play-in game. He played in the play-in game. You didn't count the play-in games?
No.
Okay.
And the play-in game is bogus, if you ask me.
Freddie, do you remember Muggsy?
Yeah.
Yeah, Muggsy Bogues. I watched him play at Wake Forest University, too.
You know why the play-in? Huh?
You remember Alonzo Mourning? Nah, I'm messing with you.
Hey, let me tell you something about Muggsy Bogues real quick.
Man, here you got time running out, man.
Look, this dude in college, they asked him could he slam dunk a basketball goal. He can't do a basketball, but he can do a volleyball. That boy got some hops.
Man, I gotta ram my blood pressure up. I'm hot. Woo! You
bring that on your own self, not me.
No, you did because you don't want to be educated. And you got Jonathan co-signing for you. I mean,
I don't need no co-signer. I can take care of myself, man.
You can't handle me. You know you can't, right?
You all talk about the Lakers, man. You talk about somebody else.
Until there's another player that shows that better than LeBron, I'm gonna keep saying LeBron.
No, Freddie, man, we try to educate you about the '90s NBA that you missed.
Man.
But guess what? There's YouTube. That's film.
See, that's the problem. A lot of these millennials, and
I'm not a millennial.
I'm not talking about you personally, but a lot of these millennials, see, they didn't get a chance to see Michael Jordan. So to them, the best player is LeBron James because that's who is playing in their era.
But Jonathan, you know what your problem is? You said it on here. There's nothing that LeBron can do. If LeBron if he went 10 more years, went straight championship 10 years in a row, you still not gonna say the greatest player of all time. There's nothing. That's the problem. Older heads do not want to open their eyes and see that there is something that he can do to become the greatest player of all time.
Older people know how to prioritize the GOATs from different eras, not just straight out the whole entire NBA like y'all do. You know, we all old heads like me. Because I can say it because I would live through the 80s. I lived through the 90s. And I'm living through this now of the NBA. We all know how to prioritize the GOAT from different eras. Y'all want to go and throw LeBron out of everybody. And I'm gonna sum it up right quick for you out of Michael Jordan's own mouth is I cannot say I'm the greatest player because I never played against Wilt Chamberlain. I never played against certain
I don't care what he had to say.
So and how the hell did this happen? How the hell did we go from being not Kobe to not Kobe and MJ to MJ and LeBron. How
And
the
they play
hell
at
did
different
that happen?
positions, by the way, too.
How the hell?
Because if you gotta be the best, you gotta beat the best.
No.
Listen,
He plays
man.
a different position. He plays a power forward, man. Come on.
He's he's a small forward.
Yeah, he plays power.
Get it right.
Go listen.
Hey man, that's the end of the show, man. It's time to go home, man. I'm ready to go.
All right,
You can't tap out yet, Freddie.
Hey, this is Freddie, the Laker. Only person he talks about is the Lakers. Jonathan, who is round sported guy who talks about anybody but his
And this is Ray, who's biased, who hates LeBron with a passion.
I'm the greatest.
The biased Ray. Biased Ray. That should be
Hey,
your
I
new
just
name.
try to keep it real with you guys. That's all.
Hey,
Man, this is another episode.
Go ahead.
Man, this is another episode of Just Say the Truth. You can see us on Wednesdays and Fridays. It do get heated, as you can see. It got heated up in here. I had, like I said, I'll be educating. You know, I'm a teacher. But
teaches us about the Lakers issue. Teaches us about something else, man.
But we'll see you guys next Wednesday. You guys have a great night. Ray, take us home.